going to get started, and as people join from the waiting room, we'll let them in, but I just want to kick everything off. So hello and welcome to the Wesleyan University Startup Incubator Demo Day. This event is brought to you by the Patricelli Center for Social Entrepreneurship, the Muse Plus co-working initiative at the Middlesex Chamber of Commerce, and Reset Social Enterprise Trust. So I'm Rosemary Ostfeld, and I'm the instructor of the Startup Incubator, which is a one-semester experiential learning program offered by the Patricelli Center for Social Entrepreneurship. This course allows students to explore their ideas and turn them into reality. So during this course, students have defined their core values, interviewed experts in their field, identified initial customers, explored competitors, designed a minimum viable product, and prepared the pitches you're about to watch. Students have also received mentorship from alumni, members of the community, and SCORE. So tonight you'll hear about a variety of ventures, and each venture has prepared a pre-recorded pitch. As the pitches are running, please type any questions you have into the chat box, and I'll pick one question for the live Q&A, which will happen right after each pitch. We'll watch the first set of pitches with Q&A, take a short break, and then watch the second set before we vote for your favorite pitch. So tonight's first pitch is Rebecca Veely Photography by Rebecca.
Hi, my business is Rebecca Veely Photography, and my tagline is photos that make you want to feel all over again. Starting off with a little background about my company. Rebecca Veely Photography specializes in wedding and engagement photography. I photograph with my whole heart, meaning that I've been known to shed a tear or two at celebrations of love. Working with natural light, I document all the raw emotions and wild moments of your special day. I believe that your wedding pictures should reflect the imperfect and authentic reality of life, not present an unrealistic or cookie-cutter version of your event. Above all else, I strive to capture you and your partner as you really are and create timeless images that showcase your unique love story. My current service area is Central New Hampshire, where there are a lack of wedding photographers. Of the wedding photographers that do work near me, their prices are extremely high and their photos often look overly posed and flat. For couples in my area who want wedding photos that actually feel like them, this is a huge problem. My solution to this is taking a personalized approach with each client and focusing on creating photos that really impart feelings of nostalgia through a focus on candid moments in my light and airy style. So now I'm going to walk you through a little bit of my website. This first section showcases some of my recent work, as well as some highlights of my best work that I put first to really grab viewers' attentions. I showcase portraits, detail shots, couple shots, as well as wedding shots. As it's my website, you can view work by category, check out my blog, see reviews. And next we're going to navigate to the About page. At the top, I have a little section about me, and then some general questions, as well as a video showing me shooting. Next, we're going to go to the blog. I like to post once or twice a week, as this really helps Google with SEO. Next, we're going to go to the resources tab, and that's where I put a lot of the documents that I've created for my wedding clients, like budgeting for your wedding, a wedding day timeline, and those are all free to download. Here's an overview of my pricing, just to break it down simple and easy for clients. Information on a destination wedding, some frequently asked questions, and then my contact me page. So my goal is to make the process up to the wedding day as seamless and straightforward as possible for my clients. This slide shows some of the resources I previously shown and are situated on my website for clients to just peruse and download as they wish. Here I show my wedding packages that I send out to couples after they inquire about booking with Rebecca Bailey Photography for their big day. The first page is an overview. The second on the right details my silver, bronze, and gold packages. And the third covers my photo policies. My business model consists of 4 main components: weddings, elopements, couples, and solo portraits. Each package can be personalized to fit the specific needs of my clients. My startup cost was relatively high with having to buy all the equipment needed for my business, but my recurring expenses are quite low, just advertising and editing services. On the left side of the slide, I show my future proposed target market. In the future, I see my market breakdown as about 75% weddings and 25 shoots that qualify as others. On the right side of the slide, you can see a breakdown of my current bookings in 2021 by type. My path to capturing a larger segment of the market will be mostly working on building my portfolio, as well as building a larger word of mouth and social media network. My progress up to date can mostly be seen on my different social media platforms: Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, and LinkedIn, as well as my advertising services on the Not in the Wedding Wire and on my website, where I post my bi-weekly blogs and continually update my portfolio. As of right now, I've spoken with 4 wedding photographers about their experience in the field and 1 recently married individual who spoke about his own experience with their wedding photographer at the wedding. Each interview gave me keen insight into the workings of the wedding industry and how I can best cater my service to fit the needs of my potential market here in the Northeast. The main component of my minimum viable product is my website. However, I've also worked to create some other aspects, including attending a styled shoot, where I was able to grow my wedding portfolio, the creation of business cards, working to continuously update my Google My Business, as this helps with search engine optimization, and advertising across my many different social media platforms. Moving forward, I hope to continue to book weddings for summer 2021 and grow my portfolio. In the next year, I plan on working to build my social media following. 5 years from now, I would like to see myself really have a strong return customers. And lastly, in 10 years, I hope to ultimately be a seasoned wedding photographer who is looked to for guidance from other photographers that are just beginning their wedding photography journey. To help my business grow, I'm asking for you to spread the word about Rebecca Bailey Photography. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Rebecca. Does anybody have any questions about her business? Feel free to type in the chat, or someone can just shout out. From Jen Alexander, it seems like a small price range between the small and larger weddings. Is that typical?
Yeah, so I break it down by like hours at the wedding, and so I'm like having my top range be like $2,750. Well, I'm continuously moving it up as I add to my portfolio, but like having the range be smaller, I think makes clients more likely to book the $2,750 wedding or like the higher weddings, just because the difference is not that much. But yeah, it's typical.
Cool. Thank you, Becky. All right, next up, we are going to watch Hands on Deck by James.
Hi, my name is James Schubauer, and I'm the creator of Hands on Deck. So why Hands on Deck? I came up with this idea with my friend Todd. We grew up on the North Shore of Long Island on boats constantly. And as we got older, we started to work on boats as well. And what we started to realize was that if we wanted to find and attract new customers, there wasn't a particularly easy way for us to do that. It was typically through word of mouth. And if we wanted to find people to work on our boats, we either had to use whoever our marina provided us with, which isn't always the best option, or spend hours on the internet trying to find the best option, which can be quite time consuming when you're trying to get out on the water. So we developed Hands on Deck to circumvent those problems, with the goal of providing a single space in which a boat owner can find and hire qualified professionals. Whether it's you need a captain for the weekend or hull cleaning or some mechanical repairs, we aim to provide all those options and many more. Our business model would be to take a small percentage off of each transaction. And as our business grows, we'll be able to increase that percentage as the number of opportunities we offer to service providers and boat owners increases. We'll also allow advertisements from marine industry professionals and service providers. And we'll also have membership opportunities that will give both boat owners and producers access to exclusive rates, deals, and promotions. Our main competition is a company called Boat Planet, which has a similar idea to Hands on Deck, but doesn't do it in the same way that we do it. And so they basically just list options like with the links to various different pages. So it doesn't actually limit your time on the internet that much. And they're also a nationwide company, whereas we plan to focus on specific locations. So you're not guaranteed to find what you need when you're looking on a Boat Planet because they're spread a little bit too thin. So as I said, we're going to focus on specific locations. So we're going to start on the North Shore of Long Island. That's where I'm from. And I have a lot of connections in the boating industry on both sides, both boat owners and service providers. And there are also just a lot of boats and boaters in this part of New York. In 2019, there were over 62,000 boats registered in just one county on Long Island. There's two, so they're about double that on the whole island. And in 2019, recreational boating generated 170 billion in economic activity. So there is a lot of money being passed around in the boating industry. Our current progress is that we're at an MVP version of the website. We're only going to offer 3 services at first: captaining, hull cleaning, and mechanical services. And then MVP testing will begin once summer starts and the boating season truly commences. And during this period, we're only going to charge a very small finder's fee. In the future, so we plan to test the MVP this summer. And then after a successful test, we'll be able to use some of the money we've generated to further develop our site and to gather a larger base of service providers. And then in summer of 2022, we'll launch a much more developed site that offers a lot more services, and we'll also be able to charge a little bit of a higher fee. And then in the future, we plan to expand to other locations. But as I mentioned before, we want to make sure that we can provide the options that we're listing. So we have to be very careful about how fast we expand and to where we expand. If you have a boat or are just interested in learning more, you can contact me. It's my email and my phone number. And thanks for listening.
Thank you, James. Any questions for James about Hands on Deck? Carol Sherwin, what's the biggest challenge that you see for the business moving forward?
I think a challenge will definitely be like getting a larger, as I mentioned, like one of our goals is to get a larger base of service providers. Because right now during the MVP test, I'm like those 3 services that I'm offering are chosen very specifically because I have friends that do all those things. And so I think expanding further than that, it's going to be a little more difficult to convince, people who have been in the industry for a while to join.
Great question. All right, next up we have Jay Carter with JC Physical Therapy.
Hello, my name is Jay Carter, and I'm the founder of JC Physical Therapy Plus. Our highly trained staff are dedicated to restoring, improving, and decreasing pain for each and every individual that we provide care for in order to get them back to doing the things they love. With our wide range of services, we are able to care for people of all ages, get athletes back in the game, and help prevent further injuries. We also offer additional support focused on mental health, as it can be a major part of a successful recovery process. Our therapists dedicate their service to aid you in customizable care that fits your specific goals in order to determine the best possible route to your recovery. Now, the problem my company is trying to solve. My company, while working to get people from injured to healthy or assisting with routines to strengthen the body, we also want to fill a gap that is not recognized universally when it comes to people getting hurt. That gap is mental health. The mental journey during recovery can be very taxing and can take a toll on the individual going through it. It is important to me to help others understand these feelings and assist them in ways to overcome them. By incorporating this into my practice, it will allow for the complete recovery of the mind and the body, helping every individual to feel like their best selves again and perform at a high level, which in turn is beneficial for the individual, but also for their team, their family, their job, and any other community they may be a part of. The services that I am providing are therapy in sports, occupational, manual, hand, dry needling, mental health support, and various other specialized services. By offering these services, my company would be a fee for service system while also accepting Medicare and Medicaid. Another form of payment would be self-pay or through sponsorship as an independent practice association. Here I have designed a competitor matrix where I match my company up with others in the same field. I have learned that most companies in physical therapy are under a larger network that contains many different branches and have access to a lot of resources. But what all of these companies do not have is a mental health support system. I plan to initially start with athletes of all ages, and then from there transitioning to care for all individuals who experience injury one way or another. I would be able to capture this larger group of people by developing a connection with the surrounding community. After talking with some experts in the field, I have learned that the process to obtaining a DPT takes careful planning and that a mapped out timeline is helpful in preparing for the journey. My steps moving forward are to get a job to fund the beginnings of this process and finish taking the classes needed in order to apply. I will also be working on gaining my observation hours and developing my application to be the most qualified candidate I can be. Along the way, I will develop many connections through networking and clinical rotations and eventually generate enough support to launch my own practice. Now, what will take my company to the next level? I'm asking all of you who are listening to this to direct me to any resources that can help me along the way. Whether it be mentorship or growing my network, it will be greatly appreciated. Thank you.
Great. A question from Jen. Can you describe the sponsorship option on your payment list? Is that common among your competitors?
Yes. So in terms of my competitors, it's usually the private practices that receive the sponsorship, whether it be through hospitals or other health clinics that will recommend clients to a physical therapy practice. Usually the main commercial branches don't have this type of sponsorship. So it's common amongst the private practices and not really the more commercialized practices under a bigger branch name.
Great. Thanks, Jay. Next up, we have Freedom Bar with Emily, Jordan, and Sydney.
My name is Jordan Ansell, Emily Shepard,
and I'm Sydney Prokopek, and we are the founders of Freedom Bar. Freedom Bar is an allergen-friendly, vitamin-packed, high-quality protein bar for every superwoman on the go.
In the female athletic community, there are loads of nutritional standards that we feel pressure to meet. When we fall short of these goals, it can not only cause added stress, but also leave our bodies feeling depleted. How can women get the necessary amount of 50 to 60 grams of protein a day when an egg only has 6 grams of protein and you have 2 minutes to get out the door? How can we possibly get 1,000 milligrams of calcium when a yogurt only has 187 milligrams? It's unrealistic. We're tired of working so hard to fuel our bodies with the foods it needs only to fall short. We thought there has to be a way to fuel our bodies more efficiently. Protein is essential for everyone, but especially for women who are highly active. Our plant-based protein is derived from chickpeas, legumes filled with health benefits. Chickpeas help lower our blood sugar due to the amylose, the fiber in them that promotes healthy digestion, and they are packed with calcium, fiber, and magnesium, which give you stronger bones. They also have mental health benefits. The choline in chickpeas is known to be great for mood and memory. Carbohydrates are essential for fueling your muscles, preventing fatigue, and maintaining peak performance throughout the day. Freedom Bar is made with organic oats, which are long-lasting carbs as opposed to carbs from sugar, which will pick you up and drop you. Fat supplies us with energy and helps us to improve the absorption of key vitamins as a part of our balanced diet. The flaxseed oil and sunflower in our bar will provide the good fats that are essential for us superwomen. Most bars in the industry are essentially candy bars loaded with sugar. We figured out a way to make a bar that tastes just as good, but we left the added sugars and preservatives aside. This bar is sweetened with maple syrup and stevia sweetened chocolate chips.
With our branding, our goal is to make our story clear. Our slogan is "For every superwoman," and the back of the package will include an informational graphic about the benefits of the added supplement in that specific bar. One of our values is being transparent with our customers, and this little blurb will educate them about what is in the bar and why.
We hit all the standards of the very saturated bar industry. We are an allergen-friendly bar, vegan, organic, within the average price range of $2 to $3, and we meet that desired 12 grams of plant protein. What makes our bar different is that we are selling to women to address women's health concerns. To get the bar in people's hands, we have a strong referral program that runs on our website and social media, incentivizing people to tell their friends and family about the bar. People can sign up to be ambassadors on our website, and in return for posting, they'll receive bars. As 3 collegiate athletes, we know how to properly fuel our bodies for our daily activities and now want to help other females in similar situations. By telling our story, we want to make it clear that we are our target audience. We are establishing ourselves as relatable experts so people trust us with their nutrition. On our website, we'll also have a blog section about women's health. Strong customer relationships is another huge part of our business model. To keep our superwoman coming back, we will make sure to respond to comments on social media and give discounts to loyal customers, write handwritten thank you notes, and repost their social media content on our Instagram stories.
This is a competition matrix with our top competitors. We chose to look at these companies because they also focus on being allergen-friendly, high-quality protein bars and have a similar target market. As you can see, all of our competitors are also free of dairy, gluten, and soy and have over 8 grams of protein. Freedom Bar is different than all of our competitors because we are specifically focusing on creating a protein bar for any type of woman on the go. We will be adding a daily multivitamin for women into the protein bar to provide the daily amount of vitamins and minerals needed. Additionally, all of our bars are peanut and tree nut free, whereas other companies only have a select few, if any, protein bars that are free of nuts.
Protein bars are becoming more popular every year, as the fitness industry has seen a boom in the last decade. According to Fortune Business Insights, the global protein bar market size is valued at $4.66 billion and is projected to reach approximately $7 billion by the year 2027, which is about a 5.6% forecast increase. These data points give us confidence entering this industry.
For Freedom Bar specifically, we want to use this knowledge to our advantage and target health-conscious women as our main consumers. In the recent years, there's been a shift in the way women think about their health, as women who used to want to be skinny now want to be strong. Protein is relied upon more so for women than ever before. That being said, we believe it is the perfect time to launch a protein bar specifically for women. In order to gain the attention of these health-conscious women, we plan to use female influencers that can help us advertise Freedom Bars to the larger female population. We believe that by having a large online presence, such as through Freedom Bar's social media, influencers' social media, the Freedom Bar website, and Amazon, we'll be able to attract the women interested in this type of bar. As we've previously mentioned, we already have our logo, company name, and color scheme. We also have been conducting interviews with nutritionists who have given us important information about how much protein is needed to qualify as a protein bar, as well as certain whole food ingredients that would add healthy fats and fiber to our bar. After many attempts in the kitchen, our final bar consists of chickpeas, which is unique as most bars use some sort of nut or nut butter as their base. Additionally, we have created an Instagram page and will look to expand our online presence via a website, a Twitter account, and a Facebook page. Our timeline moving forward is to speak to a chef and a food scientist with nutrition finalization. Then it would be ideal to nail down our branding strategy. Finally, we would look towards selling our bars first online, then locally in Boston, since Boston will be our home upon graduation. Our very next step in this process is to look for a food scientist consultant that would help us finalize our recipe. Once the recipe is finalized, we can look towards distribution of the protein bars. Additionally, we are asking all of you to follow us on our Instagram page @EatFreedomBar and to spread the word. Thank you so much for your time today.
All right, any questions for Freedom Bar girls? Will you be selling directly to the customer, or are you interested in selling wholesale to businesses? From Emily Reisner.
I think we're definitely going to start off with an online presence. We have a website, and we're gonna try to sell through Amazon to start, and just to like get the ground running. And then in the Northeast, primarily, probably through our partnerships, which will be gyms and maybe some like colleges down the road. We're thinking about contacting Wesleyan to see if we can get it into the Wesleyan gym and the new snack bar there. So through companies, to answer your question.
Girls, you have quite a few questions here in the chat, so just take note of those and who asked them, and I encourage you to get back in touch with those people to help you. All right, so now we're going to do our next pitch, which is by Duellen.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Duellen Howard Jr., and this is Done Right Barbering, where we pride ourselves on changing clients' lives one haircut at a time. Our mission at Done Right Barbering is to help all individuals who want to take on the world as the best version of themselves by looking the part and also feeling like they can conquer anything. As we can see, Alec shows in this slide how a haircut can change your whole mood, change your whole day. He also left a review saying that this is the best haircut he's received, no questions asked. As we can see in this slide, these are some services included at Done Right Barbering, ranging from eyebrow cleanup all the way to house calls. Our most popular service is the Done Right service, which includes razor and enhancements. And as we can see on the right, this is a Done Right service with enhancements and razor. It allows the cut to have a more pronounced and finished look, while also allowing the cut to last a little while longer. As we look at Done Right Barbering's business model, it's broken up into two parts. The first part is a primary source of income. Obviously, the primary source of income includes the client's payment for various services, booth rentals from barbers working within the shop, and seminars and classes taught by myself. Secondary sources of income will include YouTube, social media monetization, products that a client may be able to pick up while they're in the shop, such as shampoo, conditioner, razors, and also vending such as snacks and drinks and amenities like pool tables or arcade games. As you can see in this slide, we crushed the competition. We want to make sure that Done Right Barbering checks off all the important boxes, such as quality of work, location and atmosphere, and new customer retention. Without putting the client first, a barbershop won't last. So we want to make sure that all of these boxes are checked off. Who is our initial target customer? Our initial target customer will be mainly men, age ranging from children to elders. And I think most importantly, it's someone who looks for and prides themselves in quality work and professionalism. It's also someone who enjoys a family environment and a clean atmosphere. Learning from experience. Meet Joseph Spencer III. Joseph Spencer III is a master barber based out of Lafayette, Louisiana. And Joseph Spencer III is also my dad. So I've been exposed to my passion from the man that I lived with for 18 years. And through interviewing Joseph Spencer, he taught me that customer retention is based on, or is rooted in, consultation, and it's also rooted in customer service. Consultation allows the customer and the client to express to you what it is that he may want or they may want or need. And it also allows you to express what it is that you're capable of, what you're not capable of, and meeting in the middle to see what is the best option or what is the best haircut or best service that will make the client feel exactly the way that he wants. Learning from Joseph, I also learned that reach is important. So how do you get more clientele? How do you reach barbers that may look at your work or clients that may want to see your work? So this is what I used in my minimum viable product, and this is how I based my experiment. I used my social media presence to create reels, and I posted if not every day, every other day. And not only did I gain enough clientele and customers to where I was booked up for the entire week for about 2 months, it also allowed me to gain Instagram followers and gain views. And the way that I pivoted during my MVP was that instead of creating regular videos or just posting regular pictures, I created Instagram Reels, which was the newest and latest, the newest version of Instagram videos. So this allowed me to connect with more people. Moving forward, I've been cutting hair for about 7 years now, but I enrolled in the barber apprenticeship program in January of 2021 in order to get my license. In January 2022, a year from January, I'll continue to work under my father to acquire my barber's license. 2 years from now, I'll be able to complete the apprenticeship program and branch out on my own to find a suitable shop to start at. And 5 years from now, my goal is to have at least 3 locations ran by my dad and I. Our ask is to follow and be interactive on social media, and more importantly, look for a Done Right barbershop coming to a city near you. Interact on social media. So as you can see here, these are my two Instagrams, and I post barber content on both of those. And you can also find me at Done Right Barbering on the Booksy app. And again, my name is Wesleyan Howard Jr. This is Done Right Barbering. This is me and my mentor, my father, to the right. And I just want to say thank you for your time.
Does anybody have any questions for Duellen?
So I see one from Emily in the chat. And first, I want to say I appreciate your question. And second, I think that, yes, I will be selling merchandise and other items. I think it's important for a barber to also have a brand and be able to show who they are within their products and things of that nature. So another one of my mentors, Smash the Legend, he's based out of Houston. He also has like razor shanks, shave gel, capes, different things of that nature. So I definitely want to go in that direction as well.
Great. Thank you, Emily and Duellen. Next up, we have Quiver Keeper by Dominic.
Hello, my name is Dominic Spieszek, and I'm here to talk to you today about my startup venture called Quiver Keeper. We're in the business of tracking bicycle component wear and getting bikers to take better care of their bikes. So what's the problem? Cyclists tend to demand a lot from their bikes, and they often care very deeply about their bikes. The issue is that sometimes they just don't show it. This care should come in the form of proper maintenance and servicing schedule, which makes sure the bike is in its best condition. If riders properly maintained and serviced their bikes would ride more effectively, they would catch issues before they became catastrophic, and they would generate less waste from broken components and improper maintenance. We believe the solution to this lies in accurately tracking bike usage. With accurate bike usage data, we can calculate component wear and let riders know when it's time for maintenance. So how does this work? From a rider's perspective, they'll have an app on their phone. They let us know what components are installed in their bikes. We determine the lifetime of those components. Then we take GPS data from their bike rides and calculate how much wear is being put on these components. Once they're getting close to requiring some maintenance, we bring a local bike shop into the picture. We let the bike shop handle scheduling the service via a separate shop-specific software. Bike shops have the ability to see riders in the area who require service and ping them, send them a notification that they should be getting their bike serviced before they experience any form of equipment failure. Having these two sides to our ecosystem is extremely important, as it completes sort of the ecosystem and makes it very usable for everybody. And it's also very valuable for us as it provides an additional revenue stream. Competitors in this market aren't unheard of, but we would be offering some key differences and improvements. Most notable is the integration with local bike shops that I had mentioned earlier. The other being rider-specific calculation for component wear. Rider-tailored wear takes into consideration how certain riders may demand more of their bikes than others, thus wearing out components quicker. This new feature, along with bike shop integration, creates a brand new experience. It can better determine how worn components are, when they will need to be serviced, and then simplifies the process of scheduling maintenance. We believe a great initial target market for something like this is those who already use their bikes a lot. These bike enthusiasts have the most to gain from this product, just because of how much they ride their bikes. Many biking enthusiasts also already record their bike rides, which make them great candidates for gathering lots of early information. Eventually, by adding enough value to any rider, we see this product working for all riders. With a simple enough system, the gains from proper maintenance should be attractive enough to anyone who rides their bike at any interval. Our progress to date includes interviews with riders, developers, and shop owners, all of whom provided new considerations and valuable insight on how this product can grow and reach its maximum potential. We currently have a product which exists as a web version of the proposed application. Its purpose is primarily to gather information on basic needs and seek out challenges which may come up in the future. We've also already made a pivot in our original vision to include bike shops in the picture. This wasn't something we had set out with, but we realized that this is it's a very valuable integration, which brings many new to the table and helps solve problems not only for riders, but also those who sell and service their bikes. Our roadmap for the future lays out large-scale targets with increasing complexity that benefit greatly from the information gathered from previous steps. We plan on moving through iterations of our app while adding features, eventually bringing bike shops to the table as a final step to complete the ecosystem. Each step builds on those before it and should be fully reachable with more time dedicated to development, early committed users, and the application of information we've gathered from previous iterations. My greatest ask of the audience today is any form of connection to a bike manufacturer or developers who are familiar with the enthusiast biking market. We're always looking for feedback to help expand our vision and reach our potential. We know that we have to solve for riders, and getting feedback is vital in these early stages. Thank you all so much for listening today and giving me your time. Again, my name is Dominic Sobieszek, and you can reach me at the number and email listed below. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dominic. Does anybody have some questions? Anyone with a question for Dominic of Quiverkeeper? Yes, Bill. Here, I've just asked to unmute you.
Well, I wrote it in the chat, but who is your primary customer? Is it the bike shop or is it the rider?
Well, we see so the roadmap kind of laid out how we're going to have to try and like develop the app just for riders first, and so they're going to be kind of like the market that we just try to get like through the door first, I guess, and make sure that we have like at least that part of the aspect, like that part of the product working. And eventually, like I was saying, further down the road, once I think we've kind of solved a lot of those problems and kind of have a sense for how this will work from the rider's perspective, hopefully that like bike shop integration will come next and be a bit more easy to implement.
Okay.
Thank you for your question.
Awesome. Next up, we have Curly Coils Organics by Stephanie.
Hello, my name is Stephanie Aka, and I am the founder of Curly Coils Organics. I create and sell organic natural hair products for Black women with type 4 hair. As a naturalista, organic, affordable, high-quality products that are healthy for wavy to kinky hair are difficult to find. With Curly Coils Organics, I'm committed to empowering people, specifically Black women around the globe, to embrace their natural selves with healthier methods for styling hair. Curly Coils Organics will manufacture and sell rice water and citrus-focused hair products for naturalistas. Rice water and citrus are natural remedies to a clean and healthy scalp, which promotes hair growth and manageability. Our products will maximize the hair growth for naturalistas everywhere. My initial target market is Black women with naturally curly type 4 hair. These women love beauty, fashion, natural hair, and are typically looking for what's best for the health of their hair. I will be based in Middletown, Connecticut, and Los Angeles, California. After having formal conversations with Black women at Wesleyan, many have voiced concerns of not having available natural hair products in Middletown and do not like having products shipped by Amazon. I plan to launch here at Wesleyan and the Middletown community. I think this would be the best target market considering all the facts and connections I have made thus far with Black women on campus. I plan to sell my products for approximately $20 for shampoo and or deep conditioner. Over the past few months, I have tried making my own products. This was a learning experience because it is difficult to create an organic product that maintains freshness without refrigeration, but this is my goal. I am still working to formulate a good product and am interested in working with the cosmetic scientists to finalize my product. There are currently companies working on products for naturalistas, but it is difficult to find products that are organic and affordable. Organic Grow Hair Co. is well established and has been featured in magazines such as Essence. However, their products must be refrigerated. I plan on focusing with natural preservatives to make the shelf life long without refrigeration. Natural Awe is well established and has been sponsored by Shea Moisture. This company had a huge initial marketing idea, which has yet to die down even after several years. However, this company also has products which must be refrigerated. Shea Moisture, out of all the three companies, is the most well established and the most well known. They are a stable company in the natural hair industry. This company is always thinking and is always on the lookout for what's best and what's new without forgetting about their most popular line. This company has been in the industry for the longest time out of all the three companies. They are trustworthy and still have yet to let down their customers. Their accessibility to the customer's accessibility to the company's products are available anywhere you go. However, this company is no longer Black owned and is not organic. Over the next year, I want to find a business partner, ideally a cosmetic scientist, to help me create these products, to complete my website, to raise funds for my business, and to have a well-established presence in social media. Long term, I want to have already launched my business and to be consistent with my business. I need to make sure that I continue working on my business plan and remind myself as to why I'm doing what I'm doing. I need to work more on making long lasting relationships with the connection I made thus far in this journey. To take my startup to the next level, I am looking for a mentor that could give me one on one help towards launching my business. I am also looking for a business partner who has experience as a cosmetic scientist. If you know anyone who may like to help me or work with me, please let me know. I am Stephanie Aka, the founder of Coily Course Organics. Thank you for watching.
Thank you, Stephanie. Does anybody have any questions for Stephanie? Can you go into detail about the specific problem your company is trying to solve aside from affordability and quality, Stephanie?
Yes. My apologies. I have a hard time managing my 4B, 4C hair and discovered my hair growth had been stunted because I suffer from massive buildup. Many naturalistas also suffer with massive buildup as well and see no solution with the medicated over-the-counter dandruff shampoo. So Coily Curls Organics will manufacture and sell rice water citrus focused products that are natural remedies to a clean and healthy scalp.
Thank you, Stephanie. Next up, we have Brian Carmichael Media.
Hey guys, my name is Brian Carmichael. I run a video and digital marketing business. So I've been doing it for about 2 years. So I didn't start in this class. I just used this class as an opportunity to grow and continue to learn in my business. About 2 years now, and it's been going pretty well so far. I've had the opportunity to build a portfolio and meet a lot of new clients and cool people in the industry. So I'm going to show you a quick clip of promo that I did. So I'm going to show you that right now. So that's just a quick video that shows a lot of the stuff that I do. So I had the opportunity to work with a few companies. This is CrossFit.com. Because I was working for a lot of gyms, they reached out and I was able to work with them for a project. And also Bose, their headquarters is really close to my house. So I was able to connect with them and do a job at their headquarters, which was really, really cool. So my niche work. So a lot of my videos have been in the business realm. The health and fitness, a lot of like PT places, a lot of gyms. And that's just where I started. That's how I got going. So me and a few of my team, so I have a few people that assist me will come into your gym, to your service, to your business, to your place, and we'll take shots like this, and we'll turn them into shots like this. And we'll take shots like this, and we'll turn them into this. So it's really about manipulating the lighting. It's really about just knowing what you're doing when you get there and really taking advantage of every opportunity you get when you do land a client. So how I got started, there's this gym called CrossFit Tilt. You can see them on screen right now, a video I made for them. I was a senior in high school and I needed a place to work out. So I reached out to the owner at the time and he said, yeah, if you make a video for us, we'll give you a 3-month membership. So I said, okay. I went and made a video every day, boom, 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 made the video, posted it to their website. The owner comes back to me and says, wow, I love that. I would love for you to come back and make more videos for us. And this time, instead of a membership, we're going to pay you. So that really opened my eyes. I was like, wow, I can do videos, which I love to do, and I can make money. So from there, it started growing and I started getting a new client. I'm here. This is a gym in Cape Cod. So moving forward, I worked for this company, Rhapsody Fitness. They're in Charleston, South Carolina. So it was really awesome to be able to go across the country for doing videos. And that's how this happens. That's how you get more jobs in an industry. And that's how you really build a niche is gyms or whatever that is, they reach out to you because they see other people in the industry using you. So moving forward, I really want to get into the wedding space. It's a great opportunity. There's always going to be weddings happening. And it's just a great place to work. And I really wanted to use this class as an opportunity to jump into that industry. So I have experience, I have footage, I have portfolio. It's just about getting clients at this point. Another industry I really want to jump into is sports. As you can see now, I do have sports portfolio, but just like weddings, I don't have a lot of it. So I want to use this opportunity to get more chances to shoot at sports games, college, and eventually, hopefully, pros would be the goal. If I get to shoot at professional sports, that'd be amazing. So right now, you're looking at my website. This is how I get a lot of my clients, send them right to my website. I have a feature video, just some stuff here, testimonials. It's pretty straightforward. It's just nice to have a website to show people what you can do. Here are my business cards. They're from Vistaprint. It's really nice to be able to hand these out to people when I'm on a job if they have any interest in working together. So how can you help? Really just asking around, asking your loved ones if they need a video for their business. If they need a corporate video for this business, especially weddings. I'm still new to weddings. I have a few weddings, but I'm still new. So getting these weddings are really crucial for me, and I'd really appreciate it if you could ask people that that are getting married if they need a videographer. Contact me. You give me email me questions. Instagram, Brian C Media. Email Brian@briancmedia.com. If you have any questions or concerns, I'd love to talk. I always love talking to people via email, and I will get back to you. So thank you so much for your time. Have a great day, and I hope to hear from you guys soon.
Thank you. Does anybody have any questions for Brian? Question from Michaela Kingsley. It seems like the trends in video content are changing faster than ever. What do you think the cutting edge of video will be in the next few years? Brian? All right. We're going to hold that question for Brian. Right now it is 6:55. Let's take a 5-minute break, be back at 7, and then we'll watch the remainder of the pitches. Thank you to everyone who has pitched so far, and we'll see you in 5. All right, everybody, welcome back. Next up, we have Elisa with LOL.
Have you heard of the 3 rings of marriage? First, there's the engagement ring, then the wedding ring, and finally, the supper ring. Hi, I'm Elisa Dobrinsky, a senior at Wesleyan University, and I'm the founder of LOL, the site that brings you lots of love while you laugh out loud, the first dating site to use humor as the matching algorithm. Research shows the importance of humor in relationships, but until now, there have been no dating apps that have focused on humor. Let's stop the suffering and start the laughing. There's currently a loneliness epidemic among young people in the United States. In a 2018 survey, 22% of American adults reported feeling lonely, isolated, that they lacked companionship. 54% of American adults reported feeling that no one knew them well. Loneliness is the number 1 fear among millennials, with 42% of millennial women fearing loneliness over a cancer diagnosis. This is a huge problem in our country. LOL will help combat the loneliness epidemic by using an algorithm that helps to connect people based on sense of humor compatibility, which will lead to more meaningful relationships than relying simply on other measures currently used in the market, such as physical attractiveness. In practice, the site will work by having 2 main features, humor and matches. The picture on the left shows a sample from the MVP that I tested, where people had to rate 10 memes on a scale from 1 to 4 using emojis. The site will then match you with people, as seen on the right, who share your same sense of humor based on how funny they found the same content. I want the whole experience to be fun and interactive, so humor will be incorporated from every stage, from the matching process to the chat features. It is also a huge priority for LOL to be a safe space where all the users feel safe to use this platform. I am committed to rigorously testing the MVP to ensure a user-friendly interface. LOL will get its initial funding through grants and crowdfunding. I expect startup costs to be about $25,000, but we will more than make up for this in advertisements and subscriptions. Initially, the site will get its funding through advertisements. Once it gets traction, the app will use subscriptions and upgraded models like the ones that are used by Tinder and Bumble. Tinder makes the majority of its profits through Tinder Plus, one of its upgraded versions. Tinder made $1.4 billion in 2020, and Bumble is now an $8 billion company. Online dating has been around since the 90s, and people are meeting online now more than ever. Nearly a third of young and middle-aged adults use dating apps, but 56% of adults view these sites in a negative light. Although these apps are becoming more geared toward long-term relationships, the compatibility measurements that are used are still superficial, and none of them are using humor as a compatibility tool. And humor is scientifically proven to bring people together and lead to deeper relationships. LOL will also be a place you go to enjoy humor just as much as it is a spot for dating. As there have been many dating sites before mine, I have the opportunity to learn both from their successes and from their failures. Our initial target market is college students. Specifically, we'll be beta testing on Wesleyan University's campus, and this will be the site for our initial launch. My product will eventually target all 18 to 44-year-olds, which is the demographic that mostly uses Tinder. But this app will also be accessible for anyone looking for friendships, as well as people looking for relationships. It's not just a place for dating, but also a place just to network and interact with other people. My marketing plan is to use the playbook created by the giants of the industry, such as Tinder and Bumble. Tested the MVP using a Google Forms humor test, which 40 Wesleyan students filled out. We will continue to improve and beta test the product. This summer, I will focus on beta testing the MVP and growing my social media presence. In October, I will launch my crowdfunding campaign, and I'm also going to continue applying for grants before then. By next May, I plan to have the initial launch of the site. I hope to bring people together through humor, and this concept can also be expanded past dating apps This humor compatibility test can even be used in the workplace to make sure that teams of people work well together based on their compatibility. To learn more about this process from the ground up and to help support this venture, please take out your phones and follow @LOL_dating on Instagram. And please feel free to reach out to me. My email is elisadavrinsky@gmail.com. And again, our Instagram is @LOL_dating. Thank you.
Thank you, Elisa. Does anybody have a question for Elisa about LOL? Question for Elisa. Emily Reisner, as you think about expanding your team, what skill sets do you need?
Thank you for your question. I'm right now looking for someone who knows about computer sciences to get more information about how the programming part of the app would work. And I have been meeting with mentors at SCORE and at the Women's Connecticut Business, the WBDC. So I've been talking to people about financial counseling and social media and stuff like that. Thank you.
Great, Elisa. Brian, are you back in the call? I think that I just saw you rejoin.
Yeah, sorry about that. My Wi-Fi is really bad right now.
No problem.
Yeah, I do remember.
That's okay. There's a question here from Michaela about your pitch. And she said, it seems like the trends in video content are changing faster than ever. What do you think the cutting edge of video will be in the next few years?
I think it'll just get faster paced, like with TikToks and all these like entertain me faster. Things will just get faster, and people will want to see it be entertained faster. So I think that's the future, just faster edited and yeah.
Thanks, Brian. All right, next up we have Reindeer Transport.
My name is Shana Samvi, and my company, Reindeer Transport, provides services that ensure the efficient transportation of goods from warehouses to retailers in India. In India, the service in place for transportation of goods is currently inefficient and time-consuming. Goods are transported using freelance truck and tempo drivers, which makes scheduling and ensuring security a tedious task. Furthermore, majority of times, the delivery trucks are almost empty and the waste of space can be easily maximized. Having interned at a logistics company, I was able to experience this firsthand and see what a time-consuming and disorganized process this was. And this is what allowed me to create this idea. Our service will serve as a middle ground to help connect retailers and drivers and allow them to complete multiple deliveries at once while providing the drivers with the fastest route possible. As you can see, this is our company website, in which all our information, goals, and our vision are displayed. In the bottom, in the Book Now option, customers can provide additional information, such as their address, the date of delivery, the weight of delivery, etc. And that will in turn give them the price of the entire delivery process. My company will make money through 3 revenue streams. The first being monthly subscriptions for all customers, which will have different prices according to their level. For example, gold, silver, or bronze, each having their own added benefits. The second would be in advertisements on both our website, which would use the cost per click metric, and on our vehicles. And finally, a fee, which would be a percentage of each delivery. As you can see through our competitor matrix, Truckee has multiple issues with poor customer service and late deliveries. They do allow multiple deliveries at the same time. However, this has not been beneficial to them since the deliveries are not according to location and hence cause an even worse time delay. Order has a good availability of vehicles and affordable prices. Book a Truck enables a disruptive pricing mechanism and delivers reliable transport and allied services to customers. And Truck Guru provides a 24/7 service to customers and has developed an experienced team. The app interface they use is also very well made and easy to use. What makes us unique is that we provide options to save repeated trips or common locations, and thus the customers don't have to constantly keep inputting the same information. Both drivers and vendors are enrolled on our service, and thus this improves accountability and makes it easier to connect drivers with customers. And finally, our service allows multiple deliveries at a time, reducing wastage of space and improving delivery time. The primary customer base for my product is twofold. It consists of transport companies in India, such as Tata Motors and Mahindra, and retail store owners. Since there are two different types of users, communication between the two is important. The overlapping interest of these two customers is that they both want to receive and supply goods in the cheapest possible manner. Moreover, transportation through heavy vehicles is damaging to the environment, and any idea or solution to reduce this problem would be in the best interest of all my customers. For my minimum viable product, I created a website on which customers could access information about my venture, as well as test out how to book and hire trucks to transport their goods. I used a logistics company, CN Sangvi & Co., to test out my MVP. Through the feedback they provided, I learned that although the site was easy to understand and navigate, the information provided was not clear enough in explaining the venture and its benefits. In addition to that, contact information of the drivers as well as the customers would be a necessary addition to ensure efficient communication, and a system to track the location and route of the trucks would also be very beneficial. In the future, in addition to the website, I would want to create an application on which customers can book and track their trucks, which is more efficient and a simple process. I also added the interactive features on my website, as well as ensure that my vision was well portrayed and understood by the users visiting my website. My future roadmap is as follows. My 1 month plan is to fully develop my MVP and have it ready to launch. My 6 month plan is to have 1 to 3 business partners in India. My 1 year plan is to have 5 partners and be launched in 2 cities. And my 5-year plan is to have locations all over the country. The steps I'm going to take to achieve these goals is first to run trials on my MVP, which I'm already doing, and make it good enough to launch. The second would be to create branding and advertising strategy to improve exposure. And finally, to set up meetings with potential partners. Partnerships that would benefit me in my venture would be partnering with truck manufacturing companies that will allow me to gain immediate access to trucks that can be registered on my application and website. And in turn, these truck manufacturing companies will get direct access to customers who want to hire trucks and provides them with greater exposure. By partnering with warehouses, customers booking warehouse spaces can get redirected to my application to book transport for their goods. I would love to get in contact with anyone working in the logistics or retail industry to receive more feedback as well as advice on my product. I would also like to be guided on the legal implications and requirements for my venture to help me eliminate all liabilities. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Shanae. Great job. All right. Any questions for Shanae and Reindeer Transport? Questions for Shanae? Last call. Ward, do you have a question? Oh, here, wait a minute. I got it. Here, I just asked to unmute you. There you go. You can also type it in the chat too. Oh, a question from Ward. How did you pick the name?
Oh, it's kind of like I was just thinking about what would be a good name to go with, like a transport company, and it's kind of connected to like how Santa Claus uses like reindeers to deliver his presents on Christmas Day. So it's kind of like a mix of the two, and that's how I came up with the name.
Cool, we like it. Thanks, Shanae. Thanks, Ward. Awesome. All right, next up, we have Kids with Kindness.
Hello, my name is Madison Zabo, and I'm a student athlete at Wesleyan University. Today, I'm presenting Kids with Kindness, a youth-led nonprofit organization. My mission is to offer a hands-on approach to prevent bullying and promote bystander intervention. Interactive workshops developed in my organization's two sectors, the arts and athletics, will uniquely emphasize inclusivity, civility, and friendship. I hate to break it to you, but parents, guardians, and teachers don't know it all. In fact, when it comes to bullying, adults cannot put themselves in the child's shoes to truly grasp the contemporary causes and effects of peer pressure and intimidation, let alone the subsequent pain and trauma. Their distant memories of playground fistfights are covered in cobwebs. Their knowledge and experiences do not reflect the toxicity of bullying in 2021. My decision to work with middle school-age children stems from my experiences as a student at a Catholic school in New Jersey. I vividly recall adults speaking at me during sporadic assemblies in which a mere PowerPoint presentation detailed one of the most tragic and distressing realities of bullying: suicide. Upon reflection, I noticed three distinct problems: insensible adults, the lack of interactivity, and a misplaced emphasis. The realization that middle-aged adults cannot assimilate the struggles of a 12-year-old child gave rise to the Youth Helping Youth initiative. Rather than accentuating bullying's consequences during irregular meetings, Kids with Kindness strives to create an appropriate and effective learning environment that pinpoints preventative measures for bullying. My organization recognizes that learning today and having hope for tomorrow is of the utmost importance for the targets of bullying, bystanders, and even the bullies themselves. The first workshop, developed within the arts sector of Kids with Kindness, is titled Kind is Cool. Serving as my organization's minimum viable product, Kind is Cool uniquely combines literature and art to put an emphasis on redefining popular and embracing differences. Students will take turns reading excerpts from Real Friends, the first in a series of 3 graphic memoirs written by Shannon Hale that delves into the struggles with friendship and the popular crowd. Following discussion, students will be asked to redefine popular in small groups, creating a list of words and phrases. To ignite the thought process, students will be reminded of a sentiment similar to one such as this: since being kind is cool, the popular kids are those who treat their peers with respect. Then, on unique hydro-dipped canvases, such as the one seen behind the book cover, students will create a collage of written words and magazine clippings that reflect their ideas. Small and large group discussions will direct the workshop to a smooth close. Kids with Kindness presents a unique value proposition that prioritizes the cultivation of a happy and safe space for middle school students. Consistent involvement in workshops will lead to a refreshed, healthier state of mind. My organization will apply to obtain 501c3 status, thus deeming it exempt from federal and state income tax. Aside from partnering with donors, my organization aims to acquire funds through crowdfunding platforms such as Kickstarter and Indiegogo. To reach the goals it sets, Kids with Kindness will build a team of driven and thoughtful high school seniors and college students. Developers will be needed to create new workshops, and leaders will be called to conduct ones already established and tested. The competition matrix compares Kids with Kindness to other anti-bullying organizations on the basis of 3 components: youth-led, interactive, and target market. Youth to Youth International is most reflective of Kids with Kindness. Its bullying program follows a youth-led, adult-guided model for teaching middle school students simple ways to become upstanders to bullying via skits, video games, and personal anecdotes. Though I would like to think of these organizations as allies, not competitors. To evaluate the efficacy of Kindness School, I gathered 5 friends, 3 of whom are pictured, to serve as reflective participants. They appreciated the incorporation of literature and art and experienced a seamless progression from the book excerpt activity to the hydro-dipped canvas activity. Participants especially admired the idea of embracing individuality. Moving forward, my first goal is to develop the frameworks of additional workshops so that I may conduct them with the students of Beeman Middle School in Middletown, Connecticut. I will be ready to lead them in person or via a virtual platform. In 6 months, I aim to conduct workshops with 2 more local middle schools. Then, I hope to build a youthful and robust leadership team. Interested individuals will complete an application, and accepted applicants will then undergo training. I recognize that partnerships are crucial, so let's work together. I would love to partner with local book publishers, craft supply stores, and young people with experience developing educational content for youth. Thank you for learning about Kids with Kindness. More information can be found on Instagram, and I could be reached directly through LinkedIn and email. Have a great day.
Thank you, Madison. Bill Ward just mentioned for Shanae that Frank LaMonica at SCORE could be a good contact for you, Shanae, because he worked with UPS. Does anybody have any questions for Madison with Kids with Kindness? A question from Joan. How do you plan to train the leaders of the workshops?
Thank you very much for your question. I actually recall watching a podcast by the name of How I Built This by Guy Raz, established by NPR. And Guy Raz interviewed Wendy Kopp. She's the founder and CEO of Teach for America. And I actually hope to implement a similar initiative as she. So in terms of reaching out to students at other NESCAC schools, the NESCAC is the conference in which Wesleyan is a part of. So I would certainly reach out to other students who are driven and encourage them to apply, submit applications, and then from there I would conduct perhaps a 2 to 3 week training program, and then slowly but surely build my team. So thank you.
Great question and answer. Next up, we have Rondis with Harry.
Hi, my name is Harry Slattery, and today I'll be giving you my pitch for the company I've been working on for the last several months. My company is a brand design agency called Rondis. It'll be based in New York City and aims to design clear and dynamic brand identities, specifically for small businesses. The hope is that by helping small businesses find their look and their voice, it'll enable them to compete against these larger companies that all too frequently infest neighborhoods. We want small businesses to stay afloat, thereby preserving the character of the neighborhoods that we love so much. And this is really at the heart of what Rondis deems to be the problem. It's a story we've all heard before. A neighborhood was once great, and then someone threw a Zara and a Bed Bath & Beyond there, and now it sucks. And it hits close to home on a personal level. I grew up in the Greenwich Village, a once mom and pop neighborhood, now polluted by retail giants. So we really don't want this to happen, but recognize that small businesses need to find ways to continually attract customers. And there's obviously no shortage of small businesses that die out. A fifth of them don't make it past a year. 30% of them don't make it past 2 years. So we thought maybe design could play a supporting role here. The reality is that while people say they love to support small businesses, they don't always look or feel super sleek. Oftentimes, smaller companies won't be able to spend the money that large corporations do on branding, and sadly, it can show. This has the ability to dissuade potential customers from purchasing a company's product or service, even if it's on a subconscious level. So this is where Rondis comes in. Rondis specializes in affordable brand identities. We really want our fees to exemplify our loyalty to small businesses. Keeping low and flexible rates seem to be a good way of achieving that. And it's not necessarily true that a company will need all the bells and whistles that come with a brand identity. Sometimes a client might just need a packaging, or sometimes they just need a sign for their storefront. And if this is the case, who are we to turn them away? We hope to develop an array of rates that will apply to individual services, bundled services, and head-to-toe identities. We aim to keep our fees well below what other design agencies might charge. Small firms might charge up to $25,000 for an identity, while large ones could charge up to $80,000. So we want our prices to live far below any of those figures. Again, the whole point of Rondis is to help small businesses. And that'll be the vast majority of our market. And honestly, it seems to be a pretty promising market, as promising as one could hope for. Small businesses as a concept aren't going anywhere, especially not in New York. The state has 2 million small businesses, and the city has 200,000, making up 99% of all businesses in the state. This continual creation of companies provides Rondis with an endless supply of potential clients. So how has Rondis been getting its wheels off the ground, one might ask? Well, besides conducting interviews with designers, small business owners, and entrepreneurs, creating an MVP has been the main priority. It only made sense that the MVP for a brand design agency should be some semblance of a portfolio, so getting started on some designs was the obvious path. Fortunately, I didn't have to look too far to find clients. Our class was literally a collection of people starting small businesses, so I was grateful to be able to strike up a couple of local partnerships. So the work so far has mostly been establishing like basic brand guidelines, as well as logos, colors, typography, etc. And I don't really want to take up too much time doing this, but here's a couple mock-ups of some of the work we've been doing so far. This is Wondery, a company that's rethinking the idea of an online reading platform. This is Freedom Bar. It's a bar marketed towards women's health with both energy as well as specific women's health issues such as menstrual cramps or iron deficiency. This is Kids with Kindness. It's a nonprofit organization intended to combat bullying and promote tolerance among children. So moving forward, I think the first thing to do would be to turn the MVP into more of a fleshed out portfolio. So it'll probably look like me saying yes to every job I can find. I don't think it would be wise to be too precious about the kind of work Rondis would be doing right from the get-go. I think just amassing as large a body of work as possible is the right thing to do right now. In terms of growing the business, the current setup I have will suffice for the foreseeable future. Eventually, bringing on more designers and engineers will be necessary, assuming we cultivate a larger clientele, but that could be months, if not years off. And I think the best thing for Rondis now would just be to get the word out. There'll be no designing if nobody knows we exist. So that's why I'm asking to whoever might be hearing this pitch, spread the word, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, but most importantly, tell the family-owned store on the end of your block. Tell the little pottery studio or the coffee shop or the tailor that Rondis is around and that Rondis wants them around. Thanks.
Thank you, Harry. Does anybody have any questions for Harry? Oh, one from Rebecca Mead here. In addition to designers, what other resources will you be bringing on?
Thank you for the question. I think besides designers, like software engineers, people who are fluent in building websites is going to be really important once we get to a point where we want to be providing people with really like customized websites that are specific to whatever company we may be working with. So I think engineers, like designers will probably come first and then engineers. Should I, sure. It doesn't really, it doesn't, I mean, yeah.
All right. Thank you, Harry. Next up, we have MetaTracker.
Hi, my name is Nabil Kamal, and I am the founder of the MetaTracker. The MetaTracker is a new, secure way to carry your important medical information on your person at all times. For the emergency moments where you are incapacitated or otherwise unable to relay life-saving information, such as allergies, diabetes, or other pre-existing conditions to EMTs and paramedics, be sure that you are getting the best care possible. The best doctor is the most informed one. So, what is the problem we are trying to solve? Now, although there are currently many wearable medical IDs out there, most to all of them are entirely physical and are hindered by the limitations of space on a physical bracelet. This limitation could be life-threatening, as your doctor could miss out on vital information such as your blood type or current medications. The importance of this problem first came to me when my father, who works with elderly patients daily, complained about his patients' inability to remember all current medications they were taking. This brought into my mind the dangers of an uninformed doctor, which happens so often in emergency situations when EMTs and doctors are following universal procedures for entirely different patients. Now, by using a QR code mounted to the underside of a watch or bracelet, we can digitize the otherwise analog system of medical IDs. With one quick QR code scan, we are redirected to the MetaTracker website, where the IDs are held and shown the most relevant information regarding the health of the wearer, such as their full name, gender, birthday, age, blood type, allergies, medical conditions, current medications, their in case of emergency contact, and whether or not they're DNR. Now, for our business model, our main focus will be selling to large hospitals and ideally engaging in long-term contracts with the government to supply hospitals and ambulances with the tools necessary to use the MetaTracker, such as training and scanning software. By selling to the hospitals, we can allow them to do most of the legwork in terms of advertising to consumers, since they have the developed infrastructure to reach the audiences that would most benefit from the MetaTracker. And to these consumers, we would then charge them a smaller price for the physical product itself. Now, the majority of competitors in this field fail to invest into a digital interface, relying entirely on a purely physical model of simply etching a singular sentence into a steel plate and wearing it on a bracelet or a necklace. The most famous of which being Medicaler. One company that is focused on the digital aspect of medical IDs is Apple with their health app. However, currently anyone can access your medical ID from your lock screen, and Apple fails to address the need for a physical product as well, since EMTs are currently not trained to look for smartphones. What makes the MetaTracker special is the unique blend of digital and physical. Now, our target market that we hope to cater to is those with life-threatening allergies, diabetes, or other pre-existing conditions, as these individuals are most at risk during an emergency situation. In the future, I hope to expand this market to elderly patients who struggle to remember a list of current medications, as well as athletes who work out alone and desire additional comfort and safety. To reach these multiple target markets, I will again rely on hospitals and local governments to advertise the MetaTracker to consumers using their broad infrastructure. Now, my progress up to this point includes interviews with multiple endocrinologists who relayed to me many of the worries their patients had. Some of these concerns included epinephrine and penicillin allergies specifically, since in emergency situations, these drugs, which are so embedded into emergency protocols, can send allergy patients into anaphylactic shock. In terms of my minimum viable product, I've been developing both a website and a physical watch to be used in conjunction with one another to retrieve the medical IDs. I tested this prototype with 4 of my housemates, 2 of whom have allergies and 2 of whom are athletes. They wore the MetaTracker for 2 days to test the comfort and scanning ability, both of which tested well and seemed to go with no problems. Now, for the future, I want to update the MetaTracker website for efficiency, as well as including password protecting on the IDs. Additionally, I plan on updating the physical prototype to include a laser etched QR code. That way, sweat has no influence on scannability, And within 6 months, I plan on having a secure database as well as server hosting space where the IDs will be stored. Lastly, within a year, I hope to reach out to local governments to try and test the MetaTracker in ambulances and hospitals, as well as develop a training program for EMTs so that they can specifically be looking for the MetaTracker in emergency situations. Now, thank you for listening to my pitch. Please reach out if you have any interest in helping develop the MetaTracker or have any contacts in this field.
Thank you, Nabil. Nice job. Let's see. Question from Bill Ward. Has the idea been copyrighted or has a provisional patent or other methods of protecting the IP been implemented?
So currently not yet, I guess, please don't steal my idea, but where I'm in the process of speaking to some lawyers to get a provisional patent.
Great. Good question. Yes, Bill. Yes.
Yeah. One of the things that you might be able to do, and you talk to your legal people, is at least get a memorandum of invention with a date and somebody to witness it. At least you can prove that the idea is yours and if something comes up later. So, okay.
That's a great idea. Bill, could you perhaps maybe connect with, or Nabil, do you want to send a message to Bill and you guys can connect and maybe
Okay. Yeah,
talk
no
a little
problem.
bit more about that? That'd be great. Thank you.
Mhm.
All right. Next up, we have Stella.
Hi, I'm Allegra, and I'm the founder of Stella Jeans, pants you can live in. Thank you all for letting me share this idea with you. I am 5'1", and it is almost impossible to find trendy, good quality pants and jeans that are the right length for me, especially online. I have paid up to $100 for well-made bottoms, but more often than not, the ones available on the market require me to go through the extra hassle and money for tailoring. I know I'm not the only one who's come across this problem. My startup aims to fill this gap in the fashion industry and make current styles accessible to people 5'2" and below for a reasonable price. This business is first and foremost a social enterprise. We value sustainability, ethical practices, and empowering women. Fashion is the third most polluting industry in the world. Making fabric uses water, chemicals, and energy. Stella Jeans attempts to circumvent this by not creating any new fabric, but instead purchasing scrap material from existing clothing manufacturers at a reduced cost and reworking this material into our stylish pieces. To ensure ethical practices, we aim to be a fair labor accredited business, and we want our artisans to be paid a living wage, and we will commit to wage transparency. Lastly, Stella Jeans will be run by an all-female identifying team, from the CEO to the artisans. Our goal is to employ women who have found it difficult to find employment, specifically those who have recently been released from prison, houseless women, immigrant women, and single mothers. We want to provide these women with a safe and just workspace. Now, who are our competitors? Several large fast fashion companies such as ASOS, Gap, and Pretty Little Thing carry petite lines. I personally found that the only pants available come in very limited designs, or the petite pants are still too long. Higher end, high quality, non-fast fashion brands such as Reformation, Everlane, Rag & Bone, and Acne Jeans do not cater to the petite market. As you can see, the existing competition mainly caters to non-short people and does not value all of these qualities. What makes Stella Jeans unique is that we are exclusively catering to people with short legs and that we value sustainability, quality, fit, and style, and will sell for a reasonable price range of $80 to $100. My initial target customer is someone under 5'2", female identifying, who is stylish and keeps up with trends. These people will be from the ages of 18 to 25, but the styles will be classic enough for any age. This person is willing to spend up to $100 on well-made, well-fitting jeans. This person will be environmentally conscious, and this person will value style and would likely shop at stores like Reformation, Aritzia, Everlane, or Urban Outfitters. These people also value high-quality fashion, high-quality clothing, and are trying to move away from fast fashion. Currently, these customers are likely getting their pants tailored or cutting the hems themselves in order to get their pants to fit. or they're shopping at the limited options at larger brands that are fast fashion, such as Gap, ASOS, or Pretty Little Thing. My target customers will eventually discover my product mainly through TikTok or Instagram ads and influencers. I initially wanted to create pants from scratch using recycled materials. However, realized that my sewing skills are too limited, and I also could not find enough recycled material that I found appropriate for this project. I then decided to maintain the sustainability aspect of my project by thrifting pants and reworking them to fit the sizing and aesthetic of my brand. I found 3 test subjects under 5'2" with differing body types and asked them questions about how they like their pants to fit, the lengths they like, as well as particular styles that they have had difficulty finding in their size. I took this feedback and went to the thrift store to purchase the particular styles that my test subjects were looking for. And I then took their measurements and with the help of a friend with good sewing machine skills, hemmed the pants and fitted the pants to their specifications. I learned valuable skills from this process, such as how to take measurements, how to use a sewing machine, and how to adjust clothing to people's bodies. This also gave me a rough idea of sizing ranges that I will utilize for my clothing line. Moving forward, my goal for the next 6 months is to be able to finalize all the designs and sizing for my brand. I will do this by completing more trend research and research regarding different body types. My goal for the next year is to be able to partner with the factory to purchase scrap material and to find a team of seamstresses that will be women in need. I will be doing this by researching clothing manufacturers in the area that I'm planning to move to after college and reaching out to them in order to come to an agreement regarding quantities and prices. I also want to ensure that this factory has ethical practices. I would also want to launch my online store by the end of a year, and in a year and a half, I would want to be able to increase the quantity of production as well as add more styles to our collection. In 2 years, I would eventually want to move into a permanent clothing manufacturing space. Stella Jeans is looking for people in marketing, branding, social media management, and social media influencers. If you want to support, please follow our Instagram at @StellaByAllegra. Thank you.
Great job, Allegra. Does anybody have any questions for Allegra about Stella Jeans?
Thank you for your question, Emily. Thank you, and I will let you know as soon as you can.
Emily asked Allegra, how does she buy her jeans? So hopefully Allegra will have some to sell soon. Great job. All right, we are actually at our final presentation here. It is Wondery by Lucas.
Hi everyone, my name is Lucas, and I'm really excited to be here today to share my venture Wondery with you all. Wondery is an online community where readers can discuss their favorite books, authors, and other literary topics. My classmates and I started building Wondery because we felt like right now there's no good place to talk about books online. And this was a problem I'd faced in high school when my friends either didn't read or weren't reading the same thing as me. So when I finished a great book, I would be stuck in my head with nowhere to go. No place to go and express my feelings or thoughts and hear what other readers thought about the book as well. There are some sites out there like Goodreads that are great for tracking what you're reading in a digital bookshelf or reviewing titles as well. But these sites don't offer the chance to have substantive discussions about the books. Other ones like Reddit or certain literary forums do give you the chance to have discussions, but they lack the structure such that the connection and the conversations themselves lack substance. So when building Wondery, we wanted to make something that was really easy to use, accessible, but also encouraged intellectual exploration. Your main homepage is a feed, not unlike what you see on Facebook, Instagram, or Reddit. On it are different posts by different users. And each of these posts can be labeled with an author, text, or tag label. This helps structure the information on the site and will help users navigate to find things that they're really interested in. There's an explore page as well. And what you see here is our first ever author of the month, William Shakespeare, and his author page. Everyone has a profile on Wondery as well, where they can share a little bit about themselves and make lists or categorize different books by different lists. So my favorite list is called Project Gutenberg, and it's all of the books that I want to read or have read on the Project Gutenberg website. In terms of making money, once we have a small dedicated following of readers using Wondery, there's several viable business models. The first and simplest is an advertising model where advertisers either pay to put advertisements up on the site or for sponsored posts. The second business model is a referral links one. So for example, bookshop.com, which is a competitor to Amazon, has a program where if you buy a book on bookshop.com from an affiliate link, the affiliate gets 10% of the profits. Finally, the most ambitious, but also the most exciting business model is a subscription-based freemium one, where in this case, Wondery users would pay a monthly subscription fee to have access to certain content or certain book clubs or groups on the website. This exists a little further down the line, but we're really excited about the prospect of making this a reality one day. Here are some of our competitors, or who might be considered our competitors in the space. And in short, none of them offer a sense of community, the chance to share your reader self in a very individualized and personal way, the chance to read insights from experts, and also accessible and approachable discussions like all in one space like we do on Wondery. I've put up some user numbers from those competitors just to show that this can be a very large market. And I especially like the Reddit book subreddit example because it's similarly a place where people gather to talk about books, just with less structure and less so for a site that's built for readers. In terms of the target market, right now, most of our users are students and recent grads, and we're looking for passionate super readers who are really excited to come and have discussions with us on Wondery. Eventually, though, we want all readers, and we do have readers of all different ages who enjoy all different genres right now on Wondery. And it's important that we get a diversity of perspectives and people from all different backgrounds on our website. We've done a lot in the last few months. We launched our Let's Talk newsletter and started sending it out to our user base. We're excited to make that more accessible to anyone who wants to sign up on the Wondery website without necessarily making a Wondery account. We also, on April 19th, started featuring Wondery's first author and book of the month, which you see on the slide here is the profit for the book and William Shakespeare as the author. And the goal of that was just to bring people together with shared interests all in one space. Finally, we started outreach to bloggers and book club leaders in order to try and get some traction and start growing our community. We're really excited about the future and what it holds. Within the month, we hope to keep growing the community, hopefully to get to from 100 users to 300. Within 6 months, we'd love to forge partnerships with smaller bookstores or even smaller publishing houses and launch the first version of our mobile app as well. Within the year, it would be really, really great to break even and be making enough money to pay off whatever we're spending on server space. And we're also really hopeful that we'll be able to launch Wondery Groups, which would be a feature where people could create different book clubs or groups and curate them how they'd like on Wondery. Right now, we don't need a ton of money, but what we do need is passionate readers. I would also love ideas and advice either on how to best reach out to people or how to make a better experience. And so I'd love to hear from you. Please get in touch. We hope to see you on Wondery.com. You can follow us on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram. And again, please email me whether it's about how to build a better experience or if you want to talk about a book or two. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Lucas. All right, let's see. All right, a question here. Maybe you said this. Are there content producers, bloggers, in addition to conversations amongst readers? She's wondering, this is Jen Alexander, if you're focusing on authors who need to build a social media following and might be motivated to provide content, or if this site is a place to connect with readers. Or do you see it more as just a place for readers?
Yeah, thanks, Jen. That's a really good question and something we're kind of sorting out in terms of the balance. But like content creators, And authors are both really important within this ecosystem. So especially in the case of authors, giving them a place where they can potentially expand their readership by having Q&As, presenting their opinion about different books or authors they really enjoy. So empowering those smaller independent authors who might be having a hard time getting published, having their books sold, that's a really important part of this mission. And then the bloggers, I think, would just create a more enriching experience for everyone involved. And if that funnels back to their blogs, great. At the end of the day, if we're talking about books and it feels fun and substantive for people, then we're sort of accomplishing our mission. But it's a good question.
Thank you. Thanks, Jen and Lucas. All right, so now it's time to vote for tonight's winner. So I am going to drop a link in the chat. Please click the link and vote for your favorite pitch of the evening. And while you are voting for your favorite pitch, Madison, a student just asked if they could vote too. Yes, students in the class, you can also vote. So cast your vote for either yourself or your peers. All right, and I'm also going to send to everyone the contact details for all of the students. So if you're interested in reaching out to them, if you have any questions, comments, or ways you can help, here are their contact details. So I've just dropped that into the chat. Oops, there we go. There you go. All right, and see. Rebecca will announce tonight's winner. Thank you for everybody who's stuck around. We still have 36 participants, so I feel like we've retained quite a lot of people. So thank you so much for joining us and sticking with us. Yeah, Rebecca.
Well, we've only had 26 voters. Do you want to give it another moment? See how many?
Sure, we'll give it 1 more minute.
Okay, sounds good. Oh, we're at 28. That's good. Okay, 29. All right. We ready?
Sure.
Okay. Well, with 17% of the vote, our winner is Kids with Kindness.
Congratulations, Madison. Nice job.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
So a recording will be sent to everyone who registered for tonight's event. Thank you so much to all of the guest speakers and mentors who joined the students throughout the semester. Thank you to Michaela Kingsley, who's the director of the Patricelli Center for Social Entrepreneurship, Rebecca Mead for creating the Collision Demo Day website and for co-hosting tonight's event, the Middlesex Chamber of Commerce, the Muse Plus, and Reset Social Enterprise Trust. Thank you all for attending tonight's event, and I encourage you to reach out to the students if you have any questions, ideas, or advice that may help them as they move forward with their ventures. Great job to the students. It's been a really fun semester. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well done. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks. Are we good to go?
Yep.
Okay.
Good job. Thanks, Jay.